streaming. And then if I go here, I should be able to, yes. All right. I'm just going to put that there. Go back. YouTube Studio. Edit this bad boy. Videos. Live edit. 3 watch along. Get rid of that. I should get rid of that because I spelled it wrong. No Way Out. Scott Steiner. Baby. 2003. All right. Change this up to Big Papa Pump. Save the changes. Move that over so you can actually see me. I'll wait for the changes to become official. Officially changed. So I'll move that over. Changes saved. All right. The actual link here. All right. What's going on, Joey? All right, so I got this almost set up. I'm missing a couple of things. I am missing stuff to drink. We'll fix that right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bam, bam, kablam. Diggity it up. Boom. And boom. All right. And of course, the star of tonight's program, some Kings Bay rum. Yes, party people in the place to be. What's going on? It's me. It's me. A little too high. There we go. For those of you that don't know what you have just walked into, welcome. What I have decided to do, to the detriment of everyone who decides they want to watch, is we are going to do a watch-along to an old-fashioned WWE show that we're watching now. Because everybody's stuck inside with No Way Out, I decided that the best pay-per-view to do, since you have no way out of your house, is No Way Out. I have come to regret that decision over the last couple of them for a couple of different reasons. Some of the matches were long, like the Austin Jericho match was long and boring and kind of reminiscent of why 2002 was not the best year for WWE pay-per-views. And some of the matches are not as good as I remember, which is a damn shame because I remember them being really fucking good. Instead, we're here watching No Way Out 2003 this pay-per-view that we're watching. I don't remember much about this year, about 2003, as far as wrestling is concerned, other than I wasn't that excited about a lot of the stuff I was seeing. Like, it was meh. Like, there was some really good stuff, but there was also some meh. This pay-per-view apparently is highlighted by a rematch of the historic match between The Rock and Hulk Hogan at the in Toronto, in Bizarro World, as Jerry the King Lawler likes to call it. So we're going to be watching that. Get your WWE Network feeds onto No Way Out 2003. Get it going. Know where it is. Click on it. You see a picture of Big Papa Pump, i.e. showing you how to do the math with the peaks and his freaks, and that's all he cares about, and holler if you hear him. Get your DVDs out if you still have them. Get your videotapes out if you still have them. We're going to be watching along. No, I can't show you the pay-per-view because that would get my channel completely and swiftly demolished. So instead, you're going to be sitting here watching me watch this. Actually, you're not even watching me. You're listening to me. It's like watching with the buddy. See, we're doing this. See, even the big networks are doing it. Why can't we do it? Why can't Surreal469 do the Skype thing with you? There's no reason. There's no reason. So here we go. No Way Out 2003. Click start on your thing right now. I prepare my rum and generic Sprite and lemonade combo and hope that it works. Actually, I should have gone with tequila because I'm running out of rum. And I'm going to need the Coke isn't exactly going to work too well with the tequila, or with tequila. Baby, save me through the pain, with my love to rise, all I get undone, call my name and oh, and we're in Canada again. And Coach is on the mic. Coach and the King, where's JR? So JR suffered a concussion on Raw somehow. I can't wake up. Save me. Call my name and save me from the pain. Down for those about to rot, sitting shot. And I also went through the card last night before I clicked off for the night, and I remember not being totally impressed with what we're going to see here tonight. So maybe the matches themselves are going to be better than the card on paper at that time. Because on paper, I don't recall this show being all that good. Like, it doesn't look like it. Like, yes, we're starting with Jericho and Jeff Hardy, but this is middle of drug-addled Reign of Terror Jeff Hardy. And also, all the Raw matches, this is during the Reign of Terror. So, went to Walmart today. People are giving me looks like Jim Cornette would give Vince Russo and Orange Cassidy and Marco Stunt. Why? Did you have on a shirt? Were you not walking in with your cousin wife? Did you walk down the aisle instead of scooting on a rascal? These are all things that'll get you dirty looks at Walmart. Did you pay for what you bought? Did you buy a shirt that actually fit? Did you buy both shoes? Did you walk in with both shoes? Did you park your trailer? Did you not pull up in a RV? These are all things that'll get you dirty looks at Walmart. There's quite the pedigree to this match that we're about to see here. Jeff Hardy versus Jericho. Jericho's kind of coming out of his lazy phase at this point a little bit. Like, we're on the verge of WrestleMania 19, which, unpopular opinion, I hated that Jericho-Shawn Michaels match. I thought it was boring as fuck, and I thought it was just a regular old Raw match that got blown the fuck out of proportion. But a lot of that, I think that's like the dividing line between me and a lot of other people that watch wrestling, wrestlers included. Like, oh, it's the greatest match, one of the greatest matches of this generation. It's like, no, it's boring. It's fucking, the story it's telling is shit. Like, it's silly, it's stupid. Like, it does, like, it's not like out of control silly, but it's just boring. Like, it's just pedestrian and whatever. Like, and why am I supposed to give a shit that Chris Jericho claims to have idolized Shawn Michaels, even though they started around, like, they didn't start that far apart from each other? Like, what the fuck? Like, it was a stupid story. But I'm kind of alone on this island. Me and Trapzilla, I think, are the only two people that agree that that match was not very good. But Jericho does come back with some better matches later on in that year, into 2004. So we'll see what happens in this one. Jeff Hardy now with Jericho goes for a tilt-a-whirl head scissors and takes him down. Jericho in the corner, getting stomped out by Jeff Hardy, the painted one, the enigmatic one. I was going to say anemic one, but that's a different problem. Clothesline by Jericho down on Jeff Hardy, and the Canadian crowd actually loving Chris Jericho now, who's a heel at this point. Reverting back to his old lightning tights. Side suplex in the middle of the ring by Chris Jericho, the, at this point, former Intercontinental champion, heavyweight champion, tag team champion, future second youngest champion in AEW history. Jeff Hardy's got a nice pedigree of his own. Championships galore, tag team, European, Intercontinental. Actually, was he ever European? I don't think he was European. Intercontinental heavyweight. Chris Jericho goes in the corner and goes flying out. He leapt forward. All his momentum took him to the outside. Jeff Hardy going to the outside. Head fake. Chris Jericho ducks it. Mule kick. Jeff Hardy, acai. Whisper in the wind. To the outside from the second rope by Jeff Hardy. Jeff and Matt alone probably kept Janko jeans in business for 5 years past when everybody else stopped buying them. Meanwhile, Jeff Hardy comes into the ring, leaps to the top rope, closed-legged moonsault from the ropes. 1, 2. Only just gets a 2 count. And Jeff Hardy competing while chewing gum and having his face painted. A little bit of that paint is etched onto Jericho's face now. Jeff Hardy looking to add some pain to it as well, but Chris Jericho grabs the ropes and ducks underneath, and he's going to call a timeout here. Oh, but Jeff Hardy's not going to let him. Hesitation basement drop kick. Has some stains on my clothes. Oh, that should make you one of them. You have stains on your clothes in Walmart. That's high fashion. Hell, they probably thought you came from a cotillion. Might have been some tequillion there. Chris Jericho with the XFL style punt to Jeff Hardy's ribs. And just a straight stomp to the side of the head while Chris Jericho tries to regain his composure. Busted a little bit at the top of his head, probably from Jeff Hardy's boot on that basement dropkick. But a nice vertical suplex, Jericho to Hardy. And now he's going to slow it down and take his time with Brother Nero. And Jeff Hardy is in love with this crowd. They are absolutely enamored with their hometown or home countrymen. Went for a body slam inside cradle by Jeff Hardy, only gets a 2. Oh, drop kick right to the face. Jericho back in control. This is a phase where they're actually buying into the whole, and I hate this move. Jericho just has a knee in Jeff Hardy's back, and he's got his hands interlocked under his chin, leaving Jeff Hardy's everything wide open. Like, his arms are there to break away. His legs are absolutely free. Why not just shift or just pull his leg or just get, like, it's a stupid thing. Oh, you got a knee in the back. Like, move. Like, just turn. Like, it's just stupid as shit. This is the time when they're actually starting to try to prop up that hype of Chris Jericho beating The Rock and Stone Cold both in one night, but like to kind of build his reputation a little bit more, even though they crushed it the year before at WrestleMania 18 and in the build-up. The problem with that is that anybody who's anybody knows that he did it by cheating because he was a heel. Like, it's not like he went through a tournament and those are the 2 names that he got and he beat both of them. I mean, it was a tournament, but it's not like he won it fairly. Like, he cheated with both of them. Like, he was a heel when he did it. So, like, the face announcer shouldn't be making that claim. The heel announcers can make that claim all they want to because they're propping up their hero. But the faces should be like, yeah, but he cheated when he did it. Especially when Jericho is a heel too. Just a little psychology lesson for you there. Jeff Hardy back in control with a clothesline down on Jericho and a big right hand. Irish whip now, Jeff Hardy to Chris Jericho. Ducks the head a little bit too soon. Oh! Catches a code breaker. Jeff Hardy with a code breaker on Jericho years before he debuts it and only gets a 2 count. It's probably when Jericho was like, I should probably steal that as a finisher. I might come back in 5 years. Oh, Jericho's jumping enziguri. Like, he didn't even have to prop himself up on Hardy's leg. Look at the inside leg here. Jericho to Jeff Hardy, it only gets a 2 count. And now I think Jericho was busted open again. I think his eyebrow got caught this time. I know he was busted on the top of his head, but I think his eyebrow may have got caught again. One-headed bulldog, Jericho to Hardy. Hardy now's got to roll into position for the lion salt, and he does, but he gets the knees up. Jericho's still on his feet, but barely. Jeff Hardy now, DDT. Doesn't hook the leg, but does put his weight on Chris Jericho's upper body. Jeff Hardy kicks with the toe of his foot now. Irish whip now, corner to corner, reversed by Jericho. Whisper in the wind by Jeff Hardy, and he nails it. And he gets all of it, too. Hook of the outside leg on Jericho, middle of the ring, and only gets a 2 count. Fucking Jericho staring at the referee like, fucking, can you hear the count? Can you feel the bouncing? Like, you're a professional, for crying out loud. Like, it can't be that deafening in there that you have to stare at the ref. Oh, Jericho looking for the walls. It won't be the Lion Tamer. It'll be the walls. And it is. I mean, it's a better version that he put on in the last No Way Out that we watched. Like, he's actually sitting down. Like, it's not a whole lot of daylight between them. But it's not a good Boston Crab though. Like, he's all the way leaned over to the front. Like, it's not a particularly good version of the Boston Crab, and he's staring at the Titantron to make sure that Hardy gets to the ropes. But he doesn't have to do that either. He could just feel his way. Like, come on, Jeff or Christian, Chris, fuck. Getting confused with the damn names. Meanwhile, right hands by Jericho. Flagged over the top by Hardy, but he lands on the apron. That's Jericho, punching Jeff Hardy down. And now Chris Jericho slowly climbing the ropes. Oh, Jeff Hardy's going to meet him up there. No arm drag from the top. Actually, that was more of a hip toss off the top rope. And now Jeff Hardy. Hardy to the ropes. Swanton, and he nails it. Lateral press. Jericho's foot on the ropes, though. He doesn't hook the leg. Jeff Hardy doesn't hook the leg. And he pays for it. He keeps Jericho right there. He doesn't hook the leg, and he pays for it. But he spits at Jericho out of frustration. Jericho pulled the ref in the way. Meantime, inside cradle, Jeff Hardy on Chris Jericho. Jericho getting Irish whip now into the corner. Oh, went for the springboard off the middle ropes. Got a front drop kick for his trouble right in the chest. Hardy now reverse twist of fate. Right on the back of the head of Chris Jericho. And now Jeff Hardy's going to go up one more time. Swanton missed that time. It was good for Hardy that he didn't get the height that he normally does, but a lion salt by Jericho. Off the mistake, hook to the outside leg. Only gets a 2 count. We didn't know it would be, Coach. I thought this would be kind of boring. Actually, it's better than I expected. Stomps right to the head, Jericho to Hardy. Jericho now side suplex. Oh, reversed by Jeff Hardy into almost crocodile roll and only gets a 2 count. Sleeper drop by Jericho. 1, 2, and his feet on the ropes, but Jeff Hardy still manages to kick out. Jericho now going right back to the top rope, and if anybody can go top rope move for top rope move with Jeff Hardy, it's going to be Chris Jericho. Jericho tried to mock Hardy. Gets hung up for his troubles. Jeff Hardy now meeting Y2J up to the top, and you got to think he's looking for Hurricane Rana. Yes, he is, but he gets power bombed for his trouble into the walls, and he's got a halfway decent Boston Crab on him that time. Halfway decent. Jeff Hardy is trying to reach for those ropes. Jericho trying to pull him away, and he sits right back down, and Jeff Hardy has to tap. Jericho's holding it in, though. Jericho's not letting go. Jericho is not letting go. Wait, Shawn Michaels is in there. And that's Christian. So the Christian Chris Jericho coalition, I guess, must have started at this point then. Or at least by this point. Christian and Chris Jericho now missing the double clothesline. Shawn Michaels, double DDT. Clothesline Jericho over the top rope. Christian, sweet chin music. Oh, and they're in Montreal. That's an interesting place for this run-in. That's an interesting place for this run-in to take place. 6 years after, 5.5 years after the screw job, for him to actually get an ovation against the hometown boy, too.
I'm going to prepare you guys for this. Now, we're not in America. We're in Canada. And this country is filled with bitter and jealous people who have no Olympic Games of us. What we stand for what next. The point is, these people unite. They may say, you suck. Don't you listen. There's a bunch of Canadians who want to be friends. They suck. This is what you us. Not anymore. And I will be sure the three of us team up first time and move to a walking gorilla and keep nuts. And tonight, for our president, it's going to be a little taste of what it's going to be like at WrestleMania. We will win. Gentlemen, we will win. Now, I have an idea that's going to give us an early advantage. Now, listen to this. This is what we're going to do. Now, tonight, when we go on through.
I always hated that. They're having this meeting in front of right in front of the freaking, in front of the camera. It's like, here's our secret plan. Here's what we're going to do. Here's our secret plan. Listen to me and our secret plan right now. While this camera's right here, here's our secret plan. Here's what we're going to do. As soon as we get in there, that's the stupidest shit. I hate it when WWE does that. Meanwhile, Evolution just walked in. Oh, Stone Cold's here too. Save me. Can't wake up. Save me. Oh, Rob Van Dam's coming out. Rob Van Dam. It wasn't RVD's debut 1 year ago at No Way Out. I guess that was his No Way Out debut. But that wasn't his debut. He was here the entire time under the fucking WCW, WWE, ECW alliance. If anybody knows about Blazing, it's these two. Rob Van Dam and Kane. And they're facing the Un-Americans. In the World Wrestling Entertainment. See how weird that sounds? This is like in the 6 month period or so, 6 to 8 month period. This is still within that year when it was still like when they're still transitioning from WWF to WWE. So it's still, you got that weirdness going on. Like I think some of the titles even still have the F on the angle of them. Coach doesn't know, he can't call it the WWF or the World Wrestling Federation. He has to call it the World Wrestling Entertainment, and the doesn't fit in front of that. You have to call it WWE, because even World Wrestling Entertainment, when said all the way out, sounds like shit. I'll never forget that. Lance Storm and RVD now. And these two not any strangers to each other. They faced off in the first ECW pay-per-view. RVD was a last-minute scratch addition to that match. He got on the microphone and expressed his disdain for that, although he ended up winning it. Monkey flip now on Lance Storm, who lands on his feet, ducks underneath the clothesline, does Van Dam, misses the kick, connects with that one. Oh, hits the tilt-a-whirl leg drop on Storm, and a cartwheel kick, or not roundhouse, a spinning heel kick. Meanwhile, Regal is going to try to ground Van Dam a little bit. No wasted motion, always has his body on his opponent. Does William Regal, a little catch can here with the arm. Van Dam nipping up, reversing to the Englishman, the former Raw general manager, who reverses it right back to Rob Van Dam. Both these guys former Intercontinental champions as well as tag team. Van Dam kicks himself over Regal. Another spinning heel kick, and Van Dam is very good at those spinning heel kicks. Up to the rope, split leg moonsault connects. 1, 2, no hook of the leg, and only gets 2. RVD now, Irish whipping Regal into his corner, monkey flip, and here comes the big red machine Kane off the tag, big elbow down. Glancing blow, caught a little bit of it, but not enough to get the 3 count. Kane ducks the head a little bit too early. William Regal makes him pay for it, but he comes up looking for just a standing power slam. He doesn't put all his body down on top of him. And Regal is dead weight at this point. He is unable to get up. And Lance Storm having to break that up because William Regal is maybe out of it. William Regal easily, and Lance Storm pulling his partner in there and tagging himself in because William Regal may have been out of it. He's looking all blue. That power slam was a hell of a power slam. Lance Storm's got to pick up a little bit of the pace here. Gorilla Press maneuver, and down goes Lance Storm. Shades of former heavyweight champion Ultimate Warrior. Both these men former tag team champions in there right now, Kane and Storm. Kane also has a heavyweight championship to add to his repertoire, as well as some hardcore titles and Intercontinental. Big clothesline down, hook of the outside leg, and only gets 2 count. Lance Storm won every title in WCW at one point, except for the big one, all at the same time. Creator of the Canadian title back there. There's another power slam, and Van Dam is going to capitalize with a little bit of rolling thunder, but William Regal, understanding the power of Kane's power slams, pull his partner out. Oh, Kane! Irish whips Van Dam into Lance Storm, and William Regal was having none of that. He saw it coming, and he went for higher ground. Kind of leaving his partner out there to dry. He pulled him out to save him off of one of the blows, but he didn't on the second one. Van Dam now with the leaping leg drop on Lance. Storm able to kick out, though. And Regal, feeling froggy enough to get back in the ring, is tagged back in. Van Dam now is about to go to work on the midsection of the Englishman. Big back elbow to Lance Storm. There's another shoulder block to the midsection. Oh, Van Dam, flying Van Dam kick from the mid rope from Van Dam, going for a moonsault, and Lance Storm pushes him off. That's the last of the tequila. That's a shame. You were good to me. Van Dam getting counted out here. Kane not helping his partner the way the Un-Americans help each other, and Lance Storm pushing Van Dam back into the ring, even though they could have got the count-out victory here, but he doesn't want that. Half Nelson slam by William Regal. on RVD. Lateral press doesn't hook the leg. Kane comes in to break it up. And William Regal back to a sense of some tag team continuity we've got going on here. Sorry, I missed some of it. I was finishing up supper. Now I'm going to eat while listening to this. Good for you. Tell your friends you're watching No Way Out now. Come on, then, commentary. That's what I said. I've been doing commentary this entire time. Have you not been hearing the commentary? Hold on. Let me check the audio again. Come on, then, All right, there we go. Also, hi, Marissa. How you doing? Long time no see. You are looking marvelous in your pictures, by the way. And you know that. That's why you're posting that shit on Facebook, trying to make everybody jealous. And it's fucking working. Also, how the hell do you still look the same way you did in high school? Like, how the fuck does that look better than you did in high school? Maybe not better. The same. You look the same. Like, it depends. Like I don't know. You look a little thinner than you did in high school, you know. But I personally like a little thickness, you know. But you still look as good as you did in high school, all things considered. Let's see here. If you're not watching No Way Out 2003, you're doing something wrong. Lance Storm has got RVD pulled up by the hair. Kane's had to intervene on a couple of different countouts at this point. Leg drop by Lance Storm on Van Dam. Lateral press, forearm to the jaw, only gets a 2 count. Rear chin lock by Lance Storm, not in properly because Van Dam moving his head over to the side. Storm's got more of that forearm across the jaw than he does elbow pit underneath the chin, which is what you want on a rear chin lock because it locks the opponent's head in place in a more firm position. Suplex, roll through. Van Dam now, O'Connor roll, only gets a 2 count out of it. Tags into William Regal. Van Dam unable to make the tag to Kane because William Regal cuts him off into a front face lock. And Lance Storm pulling the Big Red Machine off the apron for good measure. Meanwhile, Van Dam going for a tag and there's nobody there. That's good tag team continuity. He sacrificed himself. Van Dam, nice back mule kick, and now the tag into Kane. And Kane is going up to the top rope. William Regal does not like what he sees here, top rope clothesline. Lance Storm in from the wrong corner, catches a punch for his trouble, and there's a second one. Irish whip now, west to east. Huge back body drop Kane to Lance Storm. Big boot to William Regal. Splash to the corner by Kane on Storm. Splash to the corner by Kane on Regal. Big boot to Storm. Side slam by Kane. Hook the outside leg. 1, 2. Referee Nick Patrick there to make the count, but Lance Storm breaks it up. And another shot right to the skull of Lance Storm. Oh, Kane going for a chokeslam. Lance Storm trying to rip the mask off of Kane from behind to break it up. We got a little lag on the... Oh, nice Van Dam kick. Oh, Storm pushes Kane into Van Dam. Oh, Kane doesn't know where he is. That mask has been moved to the side. Kane has no idea what he's looking at. William Regal with a pin on Van Dam. Storm moved Kane's mask over to the side so he couldn't see what he was doing. He accidentally chokeslammed his own partner. Kane's mask was moved over to the side. He had no idea what he was doing. That's a shame. That's a shame. He chokeslammed his own buddy. That's a shame. All right, what was your finisher in wrestling? My finisher, because my name was David Troy in wrestling, and my finisher was named the David Troy Buster, or the DTB. based off of Tom Leykis's, the radio host philosophy of DTB. Dump that bitch. That was the Tom Leykis philosophy, and mine was going to be the DTB, the David Troy Buster, and it was essentially Dean Ambrose's first finisher. But I did it first. I literally did it first. I did it like a month before he debuted it on TV, and I was mad when he actually fucking did it on TV. But it was you get your opponent in position for a regular headlock, and you go down, and they take essentially what will be a DDT. So you land on your front, like on your knees, and they drive their head into the mat. It was called the DTB. I liked it because it was a little bit different. I'd never seen it before. I thought I had invented something. Turns out it had been going on in Japan since before me, but I thought I invented something. I thought it was cool. Let's see.
You know, if you weren't so wrapped up in your imagination, you would get a habit you follow, like you were all those years past, then you probably would lose every match you're in these days. You ever thought about that?
Oh! Jeff Hardy just smacked the taste out of his brother's mouth. Pretty much the one percenter. Was that what it was? Was that what he... Was that... did he do that move? Let me see. I'll have to look that up. I don't have it all. I'm a lunatic. You see, society, they label me a threat, but I'm just getting started. I'm not finished yet. Yes. Pretty much the one percenter. Only... let me see. Only he's kicking the wrong leg out. But yes, the one percenter. Yes. He's kicking the wrong leg, but yes. He's kicking the outside leg, which is dumb, because you need... The whole point of a DDT is you sweep the leg that's inside of the person. You don't sweep your outside leg on a DDT. You sweep the inside leg because you don't want them to land on your inside leg. Because the whole point of a DDT... The DDT started as an accident. Jake has told the story before. He had somebody in the front face lock. Somebody slipped, and he ended up landing, but he landed face first, and he didn't know what was going on, so we just turned him over and pinned him. And it looked pretty good, and then he figured out the mechanics of it later. But the mechanics of it is you sweep your inside leg, the leg that's inside the person taking the DDT, first. So that's the sweeping leg. Plus, that gives them the visual cue that if they don't already feel it, all right, we're going down. But he swept the outside leg for some reason, which is weird. All right, Matt Hardy in there against Billy Kidman. Billy Kidman against Matt Hardy V1 with Shannon Moore out there. Billy Kidman is one of these guys whose entire life, whose entire career, he got way more than he probably should have out of his career, out of his life. Just life. Let's just talk life. He got Tori Wilson. Now, he only got her for a while, but he got young Tori Wilson, like young 20-something-year-old Tori Wilson. Like, Billy Kidman's all right, but like, really, like, of all the dudes backstage, one of the hottest chicks in both WCW and WWF at the time /E. They started in WCW, but one of the hottest chicks in WCW ends up with one of the mid-level cruiserweight guys. Like, what? Like, really? How the hell does that happen? Like, how does she not end up the new Click chick with Hall? How does she not end up fucking... how does she not end up fucking Savage or Sting side piece or something. Like, how did she end up with Billy Fuck You Kidman? And I like Billy Kidman. Billy Kidman is a talented guy. Except for a shooting star press. He had a cooler move than he deserved because he couldn't pull off that shooting star press without either hurting himself or somebody else. He was always too close to the ropes, and yet WWE insisted that his shooting star press was the prettiest shooting star press in the business, even though it was the most dangerous. And his theme song in WWE. Ah, yeah, you can run if you want to, but you can't hide. Like that doesn't fit Billy Kidman. Like, that's too cool a theme song for Billy Kidman. Like, not the coolest theme song in the world. It ain't Sexy Boy, but it's too cool for Billy Kidman. And yet, again, Billy Kidman got it. Meanwhile, Billy Kidman got his way out of a lateral press and hook of the leg by Matt Hardy. Who's the Cruiserweight champion? At this point, is Kidman the Cruiserweight champion? I thought Hardy was a Cruiserweight champion at this point. I have to admit, I hate Joey Janela. He stole one of my nicknames that I was going to use for wrestling. Then the Blade stole my other nickname. Your nickname was going to be Jelly? Joey Jelly Petite? Neckbreaker by Matt Hardy. Hook at the outside leg on Kidman. It only gets a 2 count. That outside shoulder was not trapped. The inside shoulder was. Matt Hardy now with the crisscross / regal choke. And now he put his head. Now, see, that's different than the cravat. So with this hold right here, if you're holding the other guy's hands, his hands aren't free versus just the thing across the knee. Now my hands and my arms. See, if you're doing this, my legs are the only thing that are free. I have to use my legs and my lower body to try to get free. With just this under the chin, I have everything to try to get free. Side effect, missing, inside or roll up by Kidman only gets a 2 count. And just a poke to the eye by Matt Hardy. And a headlock takedown. Actually, not headlock takedown. It was more of a neck breaker. This is around the time Matt Hardy was feuding with Rey Mysterio. I remember liking the Rey Mysterio Matt Hardy match the first time I saw it, but then they did it again at WrestleMania, and it seemed like it was pretty much the same match. And that's what I had a problem with. No, the bad boy. Oh, okay. I was going to say. Jelly Petite doesn't sound as good as Joey the Bad Boy Petite. Matt Hardy with the... And he got his feet on the ropes, but he still only got a 2 count. Matt Hardy is pounding away at Billy Kidman's back now. See, I do this all the time. I freaking see. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, he is the Cruiserweight champion at this point. All right. So Matt Hardy now, front face lock on Kidman. Kidman trying to knee his way out. European whip by Kidman into a sleeper on Matt Hardy, who changes it into a... Oh! Side suplex almost into a side effect. Took the outside leg, stutter on the network, and Kidman with a kick out. Network stuttering a little bit. You have to excuse that. Stuttering again. I wonder if my boy Trey is trying to log into his... Oh, nice! Enziguri right to the side of the head, and it looked stiff. Nip up from the one leg after Matt Hardy was holding the other one. Oh! See, that was a good... See, that was one of those moves that keeps Billy Kidman in the... All right, you're good. Like, I'm not saying Billy Kidman isn't good. I'm saying Billy Kidman got more than he probably should have gotten, all things considered. Ducks underneath the right hand is Kidman. Clothesline down to Matt Hardy, and there's another one. And Kidman now firing up. Sky high powerbomb. What did Billy Kidman call it? Billy Kidman called it something else. I forget what he called it, but it was the sky high, the up power bomb. What the hell did he call it? Matt Hardy, with that leg drop from the middle rope that screwed up his hips and makes it so that he can barely walk at this point. Look at the outside leg and only gets 2. What did Kidman call that? Because Kidman called it something else. Kidman called that powerbomb something else, and I can't fucking remember what it was. Kick to the midsection. Twist of fate. Billy Kidman pushes his way out. Nice drop kick. Because that came out of nowhere. He had no time to hit that. He had no time to hit that. Up and over plancha onto Matt Hardy. Oh, Kidman is the champion. What did he call that move? Twist of fate with Kidman with a jackknife pin on Hardy and only gets a 2 count. And Shannon Moore now up on the apron to Kidman, knocks him right off. Side effect, yes. Look at the outside leg, only gets a 2 count. What did Kidman call that move? It used to be on his Wikipedia. I hate these Wikipedias that don't have that shit. Torn around the world bulldog. Billy Kidman putting Matt Hardy in place for that break your neck shooting star press. Break your neck or your arm shooting star press. Thank God Matt Hardy put his arms back and he moves out of the way. Good job for him. Oh, twist of fate. He spiked Kidman. He spiked Kidman. I'm gonna need this feed to stop fucking around. BK bomb is what he called it. The BK bomb. I always feel like Matt Hardy was boring, to be honest. Jeff Hardy feels like he has more personality. So did Vince. Vince always liked Jeff more than Matt and always treated Jeff better than he did Matt. And you could tell that he did that even when Matt came back with the broken gimmick. And even when Matt was more dependable than Jeff, which he barely was, but he still was nonetheless, Vince thought the exact same way. Vince felt the exact same. Oh, and Kidman kicking Shannon Moore off, giving Matt Hardy enough time to get back up there. What's a twist of fate from the ropes? That should do it. That should do it. We got a new champ. I can slap a tornado. I can dry up a sea, yeah. When I live for the moment, there ain't no with me. But here's the thing. Jeff looks like he has more personality. Jeff always looked like he had more personality. Turns out Matt always had the personality. Jeff just looked less boring. Matt, turns out, he had the personality. Look, he had the fucking Mattitude version 1, Matt Hardy version 1. He had broken Matt gimmick. He had, even when he was just coming back as Matt Hardy to avenge fucking his relationship with Lita, Matt had more personality than Jeff did. Jeff didn't really have more personality. Matt was always better on the mic too. Jeff just looked like he had more personality. Like he just had better paint on. It's ironic, Chris Benoit checking on somebody's condition. Michael Cole with the turtleneck and the leather coat. Jesus Christ, is that not early 2000s? And Taz's hair. Oh my gosh, everything I'm looking at right now is very early 2000s. It's very early 2000s.
Let us know so we can tell the fans to help you along that. Coming up next is The Undertaker and the Big
Oh, Undertaker versus Big Show. Now, mind you, this is Big Show during that SmackDown reign, so this is halfway decent Big Show. And actually, this is halfway decent Undertaker too. But these two men together against each other never lit the world on fire for me. Like it never, like it was always just kind of like, even like when I'm just testing out the new video game, which is a throwaway match I've done before. It's not really, you know, it doesn't light my world on fire. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Spanky. Oh, poor Spanky. That got him a job. That got him a job. That got Brian Kendrick a job. Fucking brother love. How do you think WWE can convince Martha Hart to induct Owen Hart into the WWE Hall of Fame? Go back in time and not cheap out on the rigging that killed her husband. That's it. And it's not. That's Chris Canyon, his fucking boy George. Poor Canyon. Canyon was better than this. Canyon deserved better than this. I've seen some really good Canyon matches in WCW. Canyon was better than this. And in WWE. Canyon was better than that. They fucked Canyon up. Canyon was better than that. That's it. That's the only way they can convince Martha Hart to induct Owen to the Hall of Fame. And Owen doesn't need to be in the Hall of Fame. Like, listen, we need to not pretend like the WWE Hall of Fame really matters, because it doesn't. It's all formulaic. It's based on the whims of Vince McMahon, who he doesn't hate for whatever stupid symbolic reasons. This week, he's always got a formula. There has to be one person that's dead, one woman, one tag team, one black guy, and one main eventer, right? And now one faction that goes in. Like, look. It's not a real Hall of Fame. First off, there's no actual location for it. There's no voting on it. It's just whoever Vince McMahon decides he wants. But he put in his dad's fucking limo driver, for fuck's sake. There are stories of Paul Orndorff leaving his ring and plaque in the fucking hotel room because he knew it fucking wasn't worth anything. Like, it's not worth anything. So Owen, I believe, is in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. As well he should be. He's in the Canada Wrestling Hall of Fame or the Calgary Hall of Fame. He's done a lot of different things, or she's done a lot of different things in his name, including different charities and stuff. That's the stuff we should be thinking about when we think about Owen Hart, as well as his matches and stuff like that. To focus on Owen not being in the WWE Hall of Fame, like, I've gotten worked up over it a couple of different times, worked up over different Hall of Fame inductees at different times, only to remember it doesn't fucking matter, because it's not a real Hall of Fame. Like, there's not like a sports Hall of Fame where you have to wait a certain number of years after retirement before you go in, and then you get voted on, all this other stuff. It's all fakakta. It's fugazi. It's fugazi. It's fugazi. It's Lizzy. It's Alazi. It's ethereal. It's never landed. getting a lot of lag on this particular No Way Out for some reason. Either so many people are watching No Way Out. Let me check the thing. Let me check the feed. 3 watching right now. Oh, shit. Fucking all 3 of you are blowing out the WWE Network. I appreciate it. 4, counting Marissa. All fucking blowing out the WWE Network. I need this feed to stop buffering like that, though. It is... Alright, come on. Come on, we're getting a little silly with it. Alright, we're getting a little fucking silly with it. Trey, if you actually are on here watching this shit, I'm gonna need you to get off. Buddy, you're fucking my shit up. Time to say your goodbyes. Big punches by the Undertaker, by Big Evil on the Big Show. Oh my god, I need this feed to stop buffering. You're fucking killing me. Stop buffering! Good lord. Big Show Undertaker runs into the big bear hug of the Big Show and gets rammed into the ring post. Irish Whip Undertaker knees first into the guardrail. Or barricade, rather, not guardrail. Taker tossed back into the ring. Security out there trying to make sure that the fans don't pat Undertaker on the back as he's on the outside. Big Show now catching a drop kick from the Undertaker, and the Undertaker's got the Big Show on the apron as the fucking network buffers again. Elbow right to come on. Elbow right to the Big Show again. Chris Kanyon, when he started acting like DDP, was actually there. Yeah, Kanyon was better than he gets credit for being. And that's a shame. Kanyon's one of the lost names of that reformer era, the ruthless aggression era, that doesn't get the credit they deserve. Partially because of what he said about the company before he died. Partially because of how he died. And if we're being honest, maybe partially because of his sexuality before he died. Like, that got revealed before or after he died or whatever the fuck. Like, he does not get the credit he deserves for, and I'm not saying Chris Kanyon was world heavyweight champion material, but he should have been on TV more. He probably should have been featured in more stories, especially when they were scrounging for ideas and scraping the bottom of the barrel for shit to do. And, like, fucking throw Kanyon in there. Kanyon is better than you give him credit for. I'm not saying who's better than Kanyon, nobody, but, you know, there are fewer people better than Kanyon than you think, than you gave him credit for. Big Show now with the Undertaker smothering him in the corner there, pressing all 500 of his pounds up against Big Evil there. And the Undertaker just got that chair punched right in his face as the referee, Brian Ebner, was distracted. Irish whip corner to corner by the Big Show, trying to follow himself in, gets himself a big boot by the Undertaker, punch right to the face. And the Undertaker is not putting the Big Show down with moves like that. But he is rocking the Big Show a little bit more than pretty much any other person in the WWE would be able to rock him because of how strong and powerful and how good a striker the Undertaker is. Undertaker now going for a scoop slam, but he does not get that. Crossbody by the Big Show, all 500 pounds on top, only gets a 2 count as the Undertaker's shoulder kicks out. And Paul Heyman and Brian Hebner, Paul Heyman is beside himself. As I take a sip. Shoulder right to the... come on. I need the network to stop buffering. Not a whole lot of people watching No Way Out 2003, for fuck's sake. Fuck out of here. A forgettable No Way Out from 17 years ago? Stop it. Nice suplex by The Big Show on The Undertaker. It only gets a 2 count. Nice vertical suplex. And that vertical suplex is higher than The Undertaker's had probably ever gone on a vertical suplex in his life. 7 feet fall for The Undertaker's head in that suplex. Elbow drop right to the chest. The pec angle, the pec area of The Big Show, the pectoral majoris, as Gorilla Monsoon would say. And Undertaker is flat on his back. And I think that's a 4th or 5th elbow. How many times do you want 500 pounds landing on top of your chest? See how good you're going to feel. One more? Why not? Big Show is essentially just smothering Undertaker with these elbow drops. And another one. And now, hook of the leg. It only gets a 2 count. The Undertaker's still in it. A lot is taken out of him, though. 5 or 6 elbows from a 500-pound man will do that to you. And I'm trying to vamp my way through that buffer from the WWE Network. It's another one. Shots to the midsection, Undertaker to The Big Show. Fighting from the ground, fighting from his knees is The Undertaker. Shot after shot after shot. Big shot right to the head of The Big Show. And The Big Show getting his bearings back together. And so is The Undertaker. Comes in for a splash and gets caught again in a bear hug. One-handed this time. And now the Big Show grips tight around the rib cage area of The Undertaker, which has given him trouble in the past. Especially when competing against big men. Men bigger than The Undertaker. And believe it or not, there's been a couple of those in WWE history. Undertaker trying to sweep one of Big Show's legs, trying to take the big man down, trying to take his pins out underneath him. It's a hard thing to do, but if you can take the pins out of a 7-foot-tall giant, you've done something. When Charlie Haas started impersonating wrestlers, that was funny as hell. Yeah, it kind of was. That impersonating wrestlers thing, I liked, for my money, I'm actually a fan of Miz as the stunt double for, or Sandow as the stunt double for The Miz. And I'm not a huge fan of pretty much anything The Miz ever did, or has ever been involved in, but that, I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that. Sidewalk slam there, or side slam by The Big Show onto The Undertaker, pulling him up by what little hair he's got, and he realizes he doesn't have much and just punches him for getting in the way. Oh my God, I need the stream to stop buffering. See, if Trey actually is watching right now, this is a good warm-up for what might happen at WrestleMania. Let me see. Let me hit him up and see if he's actually on here. Fucking up my stream. Giant headbutt from the... Oh my gosh, this thing's a buffering nightmare. I may have to restart. Hold on. Let me ask Trey if he's watching the WWE Network. Hey, what's up? What's up, Wiz Blue? How you doing? We are watching WWE No Way Out 2003. We are in the middle of the Undertaker versus Big Show match. The Big Show and the Undertaker are both busted open at this point somehow. How the fuck did that happen? What did I miss? I was on my phone for like 5 seconds. What the fuck? Did I fucking blade that fast? Oh, Undertaker busted himself open. I don't think Big Show's busted. I think Undertaker's busted. I think that may just be residual Undertaker blood, or maybe both. Both guys may actually be busted. Actually, both guys may be busted. This match doesn't require fucking blood. This match does not require fucking blood. This feud is not hot enough to require fucking blood. Now, if they're trying to use it to kickstart this shit, that's just sad. This match does not require blood. The Undertaker Big Show has never been hot enough to require blood between these two men. Bloody fucking hell, literally. Anyway, we're watching No Way Out 2003. The Undertaker's opening up on the Big Show in the corner. Brian Hebner trying to get him out of there. The Undertaker now. Oh, and now intimidating the referee. Undertaker's busted wide open, going for a big splash and nails it. Not quite as effective on the Big Show as it would be on normal men. So the Undertaker's going for a second one and he hits it. And the Undertaker now looking for a chokeslam on the Big Show. Can he get it? Can he get it? There's no way. Oh, there's no way. Not even close. There's no way. So we're about an hour and 2 minutes, and 30 seconds into this pay-per-view. If you want to follow up with this Wiz Blue, come on in and do just that. Undertaker. However, that could change depending on how often the fucking network buffers, because my network feed has been buffering for a while. The Undertaker with a flying clothesline on the Big Show. Lateral press on the Big Show. One and only gets a 2 count, and the Big Show shoves the Undertaker way off of him. Undertaker now, with the Big Show's arm, buffer, there we go. Undertaker's going to be looking for some old school. Oh my gosh. Here's how tall the Big Show is. Undertaker's on the top rope, and he still doesn't look like he's that much more above the Big Show than he does a normal man. Now the Undertaker going for a chokeslam again. He thinks he might be able to... Oh my God. Oh, but don't forget the Big Show has a chokeslam of his own. Brian Hebner knocks silly. Low blow by the Undertaker on the Big Show. Hebner didn't see any of that. Undertaker now with a DDT, running DDT on the Big Show. I always like Undertaker's running DDT. So that was pretty good. Hooking the inside leg, Taker on Show and only gets a 2 count. This match is alright. It's better than it needs to be. It doesn't need this blood. It's better than I thought it would. It's better than I thought it would be, but it sure as fuck doesn't need this blood. It sure as fuck doesn't need this blood. Taker does not need to be busted over for this shit. Oh, there's no way. There's no way. First off, after that Kevin Nash incident, there's no way in hell Big Show's going to let anybody get him up for a fucking power bomb. Spine buster, Big Show and the Undertaker. With the outside leg, Taker on Kane, or Show on Taker, and only gets a 2 count. Getting a call, looks like from Auntie Maxine, a.k.a. Maxine Water, trying to invite me to some bullshit. Irish whip now, corner to corner, Show on the Undertaker, and he's going to get the Undertaker up for a power slam maneuver. Looks like he's going for Snake Eyes. Clothesline Big Show down to the Undertaker. Oh, you're not going to get the Undertaker off of the clothesline. And there was not enough body on body for the Big Show there. I think Big Show was just tired and wanted to get off his feet for half a second. But now the Undertaker's going to get back on his feet. Oh. And the Big Show now going for Gorilla Press. No! Dragon Sleeper, Undertaker on Big Show, and Paul Heyman up to the top, up to the ropes. And Undertaker going after Heyman. Going after Happy Heyman there. And Heyman again distracting the referee. Oh wait, there's A-Train. Wait a minute, Taker up and over! On the A-Train and Paul Heyman. And remember, this was good A-Train too. This was good, Albert. This was good Albert. This was A-Train. That whole A-Train run was fucking good. That's why when he came back as Tensai, I was like, what the fuck? You're A-Train, for God's sake. Like, you're not fucking Tensai. You're A-Train. What the fuck is a Tensai? You're goddamn A-Train. Be goddamn A-Train. However, all that did was give Big Show a chance to recover. The Undertaker looking for the end of the Big Show, but what's he going to do? He can't get him up for the choke slam. He damn sure is not going to be able to get him up for the tombstone. Undertaker, Big Show basically dead weight. Showstopper on the Undertaker. He didn't get as high as he normally does, though. Hook of the inside. Come on. Come on, stop buffering. For fuck's sake. There we go. Hook of the inside leg. Oh! A version of the Hell's Gate. An early version of Hell's Gate. An early version of Hell's Gate. Taker's got that arm trapped. He's got his legs wrapped around Big Show's head. Big Show's passing out. Big Show passed out. Big Show passed out in the triangle choke. Oh my God, the buffering. Judgment Day, yeah. Cheap shot. That's the way that you play the game. Ever be the same. Except they always finish last. Always kicking. Alright, that's enough. So, the feed is buffering. Yet again. So we're going to come out of it. We're going to go back into it and see if that makes it any better. Luckily, it's funny. I keep running into problems. So yesterday and the day before, it was figuring out these feeds. I've got YouTube, I've got Facebook. It's figuring out these feeds. Now it's figuring out the fucking network to stop it from buffering. So let's see if we can get that going. Meanwhile, oh! It's my business, you're mine. I'm burning these walls to the ground. Taker's got a steel chair now with the Big Show. Oh, A-Train. Breaks it up. Derailer. Derailer on the off, for fuck's sake, with the buffering. Alright. We gotta reload this. We gotta reload the network. Because the network is fucking up. Alright. While we're reloading the network, WrestleMania is coming up in a couple of days. A lot of thoughts going into it. I just listened to Solid Monster's analysis of it. I can agree with most of what he said. One thing I will never agree with him on is his love of fucking Otis from Heavy Machinery. I don't understand that at all. That shit, ugh. I don't get that. I don't get his love for that derp at all. But most of the rest of what he said, I can agree with. He didn't talk about the AJ Taker match as much as deeply as I would have. All right, so we're back an hour and 9 minutes in at this point, and hopefully it doesn't buffer to high hell. God damn it! try it again. Keep going. I guess they did the blood thing on Taker and the 2-on-1 thing to try to set up the WrestleMania tag match. That was supposed to be... All right, that's enough. That was supposed to be with Nathan Jones. So we're going to stop the feed right now. We're going to turn off the TV. We're going to reload that. I don't think it's going to take that long. So I'm going to keep the stream going. Plus, I've actually got a stream that works, so we're going to keep that going. Yeah, I think they were trying to basically just set up the tag team match that was supposed to go down at WrestleMania 19 before they realized that Nathan Jones was a large sack of garbage. That was a waste of fucking space, time, and money that anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together could have seen. Like, it doesn't take much to see that Nathan Jones had 2 left feet, really didn't love professional wrestling, and was going to be an attitude problem backstage because he wasn't going to show up for stuff, and he was going to do this, that, and the other. Like, why? Like, why would, like, oh, because he had $1 million body? Okay. Well, we've done that strategy before, Vince. Like, it's not always going to work. Like, not everybody's going to be a Brock Lesnar. Because Brock Lesnar was more than just $1 million body. Brock Lesnar actually had wrestling ability and some sort of affinity for wrestling. But what do I know? I've just been watching wrestling my entire life. All right, let's try the WWE Network again. Hopefully, the network stream is better than it was. And go. We are about an hour. And still buffering. I'd rather it buffer before it starts than buffer all throughout the fucking thing. We are an hour and 10 minutes into the show. All right. Now, we should be back. Nice derailer by the A-Train we see in the replay. So maybe the blood thing was to set up the tag match at Mania. But, again, how necessary was it? Did Edge go out with an injury at WrestleMania 19? Was Edge injured again just before WrestleMania? Is that why they had to do this stupid thing? Hold on. Hold on. Let me check WrestleMania 19 because I don't remember Edge. Again, I don't remember much about WrestleMania 9. Actually, WrestleMania 19 was Hogan versus McMahon. That was the Mania where they thought they were going to go Hogan McMahon as the main event and then change their mind at the very, very last minute. Because if you watched any of the video packages, if you watched any of the Raws, the SmackDown, the Confidential, the night before WrestleMania, that whole thing was built around Hogan McMahon. Not around any title match. It was built around Hogan McMahon. And Vince thought that was going to be the main event for WrestleMania 19 that year. And that was a last-minute late decision switch. That was a super late decision switch. I'm off at the moment, gotta pay it. Is that why? Is that why it's buffering? Alright, so WrestleMania 19, I don't think Edge was in any matches. Let me see. I'm looking. Edge was not in any of the matches at WrestleMania 19. I believe Edge had another fucking injury, but let's see. I believe Edge had another fucking injury. Edge was attacked. Let's see here. Nah, if it's still on, you're good for now. It normally tells you. Okay. J&W Boss. It's been a minute. What's up? What's up, J&W? How are you doing? We are watching. Hopefully hopefully because there's No Way Out of your house. We're watching No Way Out 2003. We are about to watch the Team Angle versus Benoit and Lesnar match. We are about an hour and 15 minutes or so into the pay-per-view. God damn, this is a thing of beauty. Look at this. Oh, this warms my heart. You got all of Team Angle, Kurt Angle, Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin, led to the ring by Paul fucking Heyman. The whole family is together. Oh, the whole family's together. This is, the whole family's together. Oh, I love this so much. The whole family's together. Look at this. All of Team Angle is together with the velour suits. Remember how dope those velour suits were? Do you remember how dope those velour suits were? Oh, I wanted those so bad. I was so pissed Shop Zone never fucking sold those. Shop Zone could have sold those for $500 and I'd have saved up money and fucking bought them. Because they were dope. I wanted those. I know velour was everywhere in 2003. I wanted those velour suits. I wanted those velour warm-ups. I wanted the fucking Team Angle velour warm-ups. And Shop Zone never sold them. Vince lost out on a ton of money because he couldn't get his shit together with FUBU or Fat Farm or whoever the fucking velour company was and made a fucking $1 million just off of Team Angle alone. I'd have bought that shit for sure. LOL, not at the moment, but I've actually seen this pay-per-view before. That nostalgia is hitting different, isn't it? LOL. Right now it is, yes. Looking at all the family together, all of Team Angle together. In the velour with Paul Heyman. Look how young Brock Lesnar looks. He hasn't killed a grizzly bear yet. He hasn't killed a grizzly bear. He hasn't been fucking corrupted by the plastic that is Sable. Word. The buffering must just be the internet then. I want to look at that. They're all huddled together. Heyman in the background. The family's all together. All the family's all together. God damn it. The family's all here. Aww. Alright, we're starting the matchup with the Rabbit Wolverine and Shelton Benjamin. Nice collar and elbow tie-up. Hard collar and elbow tie-up, too. Shelton Benjamin gets the better of it in the corner. Clean break by Shelton Benjamin. Wonder how many of those you're going to see in this one. Collar and elbow into a knee. Got the arm locked in, wrenched up, hammer locked. Key locked, actually. Leg takedown by Benoit, headlock. Now on Shelton Benjamin. The University of Minnesota All-American shoulder block by Benoit, rocking Shelton Benjamin. Former tag team partner and teammate of Brock Lesnar. Oh yeah, I was checking to see if Edge was injured again leading into WrestleMania 19. Well, this is a good match too. Or on paper it is. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. Look at the fucking talent in this ring right now. The Seton Hall alum going to work now. Chris Benoit. Irish whip corner to corner. Reversed by the Rabbit Wolverine. High back body drop. Just a big knockdown by Benoit. Dragging Haas into the corner and keeping him there. Nice. He kept his arm on the ropes there so Charlie Haas couldn't get away. That's good. That's good, solid wrestling right there. As Brock Lesnar goes to work now on Charlie Haas. Shoulder right into the midsection of Charlie Haas. And this, oh, look at that fucking suddenness of Brock Lesnar. This is the match that should get Lesnar over to make you understand why he's going to win the title at WrestleMania if you don't already know. Lesnar now clubbing the back of Shelton Benjamin, or Charlie Haas. High hip toss, and he hip tosses him into the corner. He's looking for, he wants Kurt Angle. He wants Kurt Angle. God, look at how babyface Lesnar is. His body is insane, but he looks like they transplanted the face of a literal infant onto the body of a fucking He-Man action figure. Kick to the midsection. Lesnar and Charlie Haas, huge gorilla press. In comes Benjamin, kick to the midsection. He gets one for his trouble, and Kurt Angle is smart enough. Oh, he is in the ring, but he gets right out. He gets right out. I was going to say he's smart enough not to get in there, but he gets right out. All right, let me see what Edge did around 2003 to not make WrestleMania that year. He suffered a legitimate neck injury, rendering him unable to compete in the scheduled match. The injury stemmed from a bump he took on a closed ladder on SmackDown in September of that year while wrestling Eddie Guerrero, who then frog splashed him while he was laying on the ladder. His arms would then numb more and more in the following months before deciding to have the surgery, as he was gradually in more pain and didn't want to risk dropping an opponent dangerously because of his numb arms. At the event on February 23rd, Edge was written off TV due to a backstage attack he underwent and was sidelined for over a year. So, yep, injury-prone, Edge strikes again. You think about doing a WrestleMania 19 reaction? Not really, because I don't remember. Think about WrestleMania 19. The best matches of WrestleMania 19 actually were the tag team championship match. Nice! Oh, fucking Shelton Benjamin super kicked the fuck out of Brock Lesnar while he was in that sleeper hold. He super kicked his nose off. I wasn't thinking about it before. Joey, I think, suggested I do WrestleMania 17 because the anniversary of it was yesterday and I didn't do it yet. The original plan was for me to do the No Way Outs. I might fuck around and change it since we are leading up to WrestleMania in 2 days for 2 straight days. I'm thinking I might do 17 and then 19 and then do WrestleManias leading up to that. Nothing's written in stone. I could. There's nothing keeping me from not doing it. My original plan was to do the No Way Out since everybody had No Way Out of their house at the time. Meanwhile, so possibly, quite possibly actually. As a matter of fact, fuck it. Yeah, I'll do 19. I'll do 17 and 19. Here's what I'll do. Tomorrow's the 3rd. I'll do 17 tomorrow. I'll do 19 on the 4th. Shit. Actually, WrestleMania's on the 4th. So I'll do either 17 or 19 tomorrow. And then we'll do WrestleMania on Saturday and Sunday, like everybody else. Kurt Angle now with that rear chin lock on Brock Lesnar. He's got that thing cinched all the way in on Brock Lesnar. He's got that shit. Really, he's got that shit underneath the chin. Kyoto needs to get in there because that is definitely underneath the chin. But Lesnar's neck is so huge. Like, how are you gonna call that a choke when the guy's neck is the size of, a fucking bowling ball or fucking tree trunk? That's the end of the rum, too. Times are getting desperate around here. Yeah. 2 bottles down. Yeah. What was the other bottle I got in here? More tequila. All right, so we'll save the lemon juice. And we'll go with the Coke here. Kurt Angle's arm apparently is hurt. In comes Benoit. In comes Benjamin. Benjamin and Benoit. And there goes Haas. And Benoit is firing on absolutely all cylinders here as he whips Shelton Benjamin into a high back body drop. Charlie Haas is going to get suplexed onto his tag team partner for his trouble. Shelton Benjamin, or Kurt Angle with a high German suplex. Shelton Benjamin, why don't you catch 1, 2? Matter of fact, why don't we keep those fingers interlocked and you catch 2 of them in a row? Yes. Fingers still interlocked. Charlie Haas still barely up on his feet. There's a third one, and nobody was there to save Shelton Benjamin on that exchange. Chris Benoit, yes, he's going up to the top rope. Bet you didn't know Wolverines can fly. Bet you didn't know Wolverines can fly, Cole. Charlie Haas getting knocked down. Fucking Kurt Angle with a German suplex on Benoit, and the straps come down. Oh, but a rear naked choke by Lesnar on the Angle. Shelton Benjamin breaks that up. This match is really fucking good, by the way. This match is everything the Undertaker Big Show match was not. And Shelton Benjamin going to work on the arm of Chris Benoit, which is smart. It's hard to get that crippler crossface in properly when your arm doesn't work. Tag in now to Charlie Haas, stomping away on Chris Benoit, which I'm sure a lot of people would like to do or would have liked to do before they saw the Vice documentary. Belly to belly, Charlie Haas. Yes, he got him. Look at the outside leg. 2. Matter of fact, speaking of Benoit, did anybody here see the Vice documentary? I started watching it. I watched the first part of it, and I swear to God, I'm not a bitch or anything. I'm not, listen, I'm a man, I'm all man. But I swear to God, there was a ghost in here chopping onions a few times while I was watching that shit, and I don't know why. Like, that shit was touching. Like, that shit was touching. Like, the first part was really touching. If you've ever had a deep connection with your best friend, that first part of the Benoit documentary was some heavy fucking shit. I still haven't seen the second part yet. I don't know that I'm in the mental space to watch the second part of it, to be honest. But that first part was heavy fucking shit. God damn, that shit was heavy fucking shit. And I'm on the side that I don't condemn Benoit for what he did, only because I don't think he was in his right mind. I think Benoit was clinically in fucking sane. I think there was something wrong with his brain that clearly manifested and exploded and was probably manifesting under the surface for a long fucking time. And if we're being honest, it was probably manifesting through the Eddie Guerrero shit. Really, if we're being honest. It was probably manifesting before, and the Eddie Guerrero death just accelerated it. So I don't see Benoit as a devil. I see Benoit as another one of the victims in that tragedy. What he did as a result of what was affecting him was absolutely horrific. But he wasn't of his right mind. He wasn't of his right fucking mind. Not at all. There was no way he was in his right mind. I watched both parts, and hearing Chavo tell the story of Eddie, plus the silent video recreation, was heartbreaking. I never heard the Chavo part. When Chavo said that Eddie died in his arms, I didn't hear that part until I didn't know that. That shit was fucking heartbreaking. Now, they did touch on, this match is still going on, it's still pretty good. They did touch on the idea that Eddie had relapsed. And Chavo said, no, that didn't happen. It's just heart failure. I mean, how much, like, I've heard that, like, how much of that is Chavo still covering for Eddie? And how much of that is true? Like, that's the one part of what I saw in the first part of the documentary that I was like, I mean, I've heard it both ways. I've heard that Eddie did relapse a little bit, or I've heard that it was, and fuck it could have just been an accumulation of all the shit Eddie did years before, plus whatever shit he was doing to pack on the fucking muscle in the years before he died, in the couple years before he died, because he he packed on, what, fucking 75 pounds of muscle within a couple of years, like in quick fucking succession, at least? Like that, like, you don't do that without some fucking assistance, all right? And, you know, so who the fuck knows? Now, could Eddie not have relapsed? Eddie might not have relapsed, because honestly, anybody who knows how people work out and stuff like that, like, it's hard to have a body like that and go back to the way you used to party if you're not 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Jesus! Brock Lesnar just shoved Charlie Haas into the corner like he was a goddamn rag, like he was throwing a pillow onto the bed. F5. Shelton Benjamin. Oh, he kicked Brock Lesnar, and Shelton Benjamin ended up. Now Benjamin and Lesnar are back out of the ring. Benoit's in the ring. German suplex to Charlie Haas, and I think Charlie Haas is about to eat the pin. Oh, maybe not. German suplex blocked by Lesnar. Ankle lock on Benoit. Reversed into the crossface. God damn, this is a good match. God damn, this is a good match. God damn, this is a good match. Fucking buffering. God damn, this is a good match. Standing ankle lock on Benoit. Reverse back into the... Oh, god damn, this is a good match. Holy fuck, this is a good match. And Benjamin and Haas breaking it up. Oh, and another crippler crossface on Charlie Haas. Charlie Haas is going to eat it. Nope. Kick by Shelton. Another fucking just shove by Lesnar. Lesnar is just a man among boys in there. Fucking Angle comes in with the championship. He's going to catch an F5 for his trouble. Yes, he is. Oh, Charlie's going to eat it. Charlie ate it. Charlie ate the fucking submission in the crossface. He was in there for way too long not to eat the submission. He was in there for way too long not to eat that submission. God fucking damn it, that was a good match. God damn it, that was a good match. Whoo, that was a good match. That was a hell of a fucking 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 match. And now we get the shot of Brock Lesnar with the belt again, even though it's not his. While Kurt Angle and Team Angle fucking walk off in defeat. That was a hell of a match. That was a hell of a match. Oh, and they follow it with this shit? Oh, this match doesn't have a chance in hell. They follow that amazing 5-man tag team match with Triple H versus Steiner. Oh, that match doesn't have a chance in hell. That match doesn't have a chance in fucking hell. Holy shit. Oh, this match is going to be terrible. Oh, why would you book them in this position? Why would you book them in this position? That's so bad. Oh my god. Oh shit, I might have started with this shitty match or put it on second. I wouldn't have put it on after fucking Kurt Angle, after Team Angle versus Benoit and Lesnar, after they fucking tore the house down. Oh my god. Oh my god. This was Reign of Terror Hunter 2, so his best matches were just barely watchable. Fucking Steiner couldn't move the last 5 years of his fucking career at this point. Oh my god. And I think he was injured too. Oh fuck. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, fucking Steiner couldn't get off his goddamn feet at this point. This match doesn't stand a chance. Matter of fact, wasn't Steiner so injured they had to do it? Either Steiner or Triple H was injured because they had to do a pose down at the Rumble that year. Shades of fucking Ultimate Warrior and Rick Rude. Oh. There's no way this match is going to be terrible. This match is going to be terrible. I can't wait. I can't wait. This match is going to be god-awful. Oh, God. All right. It's hard to say. My guess is it was an accumulation because that dude was ripped in his final days. Yeah, he was. He was. That dude was ripped in his final days. So I don't think... Honestly, knowing how guys, being in the fitness... I've been in the fitness industry. I've been in the wrestling industry. Knowing how those guys have to work out to keep a body like that. Like, it's hard to party the way Eddie used to party. That got him fucking fired in the first fucking place. And keep a body like that. You can't do that the same schedule. And not be 20 years old, like I said before. You fucking can't do that. So maybe he didn't relapse, but maybe it was an accumulation because he probably did some damage to his heart long before he put on the muscle and then just fucked himself up at the end because of that. Good God, that match sucked. You must be talking about the Triple H versus Steiner match. I'm sure it was. Man, go take a break or something while this is going on. His best matches around this time was anything involving Triple H and Shawn. Yes, Triple H's best matches were involving Shawn. Because Shawn was his best friend. Because he showed up for his best friend. He didn't show up for anybody else. He buried everybody else. He sandbagged everybody else. He didn't fucking show up for anybody else during this time frame. He didn't show up for Kane. He didn't show up for... Yeah, he kind of showed up for RVD. No, he didn't. RVD had to pull some shit out of Triple H. He didn't want to show up for him. He didn't fucking show up for... Who else did he fight at this point? Mind you, it was on Raw, but he didn't show up for D'Lo, which was a fucking shame. He didn't show up for anybody else at this time frame other than Shawn Michaels. He started at the end of the Reign of Terror. He started showing up for folks. Like he showed up for Orton. He tried for Orton. He tried for fucking Shawn Michaels, and he was kind of forced to try for Benoit at WrestleMania 20. That's all near the end of the Reign of Terror, but we're firmly entrenched in the Reign of Terror. And he barely showed up for Goldberg, and he damn sure ain't going to show up for fucking Big Papa Pump in this match. This match is going to be so bad, it's good. I can't wait. No, they didn't do a pose down at the Rumble, but it was part of the build. Okay. So it was on that Raw. Triple H, I think, was still in the half tights because he had pulled his groin. And I thought Randy vs. Triple H matches in 2004 were just okay at best. Yes. Agreed. It didn't make Orton the star they wanted to. Agreed. But Triple H Orton matches in 2004 were better than Triple H Steiner matches, Triple H Goldberg matches, Triple H anybody else matches other than Shawn Michaels at that point. Agreed. You're not wrong. Fucking agreed. It's all about the game. And how you play, it's all about control. And if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can play it, it's all about the pain. I am the game. I am control. I am your debt. I am your pain. Look over your shoulder. I mean, Big Gold looks good around his waist. Looks good enough around his waist, but this match is going to be awful. Because Triple H in general sucks around this time. Triple H in general is fucking sandbagging everybody. And goddamn. Oh, Scott Steiner. Oh, this match is going to be so fucking terrible. This match is going to be so goddamn bad. I might join you and watch this for the heck of it. You might as well. Fucking Triple H just spit out the water. Oh my god. I'm trying to think if I can create a drinking game for this right now. Take a sip every time Steiner does a suplex. No, take a sip every time Steiner doesn't leave his feet when he's supposed to. That's a better one. Take a sip every time Steiner doesn't leave his feet when he's supposed to. So, like, I know he's going to fall down, but at times when his feet are supposed to be out underneath him, but they don't come out underneath him, fucking take a sip. If you sip after every suplex, after every belly to belly, you might fucking die, and I don't want to be responsible for that shit. Let Corona kill you. I'm not going to let a fucking rum and coke kill you. Fucking drinking along with this shitty match. Ric Flair on the outside. Actually, Ric Flair might try to save this match a little bit. Because if I remember correctly, Ric Flair was probably the best part of... There's something wrong with Steiner's left fucking bicep. It's not supposed to be... It's supposed to be a curve. It curves up and then it immediately falls off like a fucking cliff. Like it doesn't curve back down. But yeah, Ric Flair was probably the best part of the WrestleMania 21 main event, if we're being perfectly honest. Top wrist lock by Steiner on a Triple H. He's down to one knee. He's got that left thigh muscle heavily taped up. Let's not forget Triple H's quad injury that took him out of action for the better part of a year. He's a couple years away. Oh, and there it is. A kick right to it. Let's see. Not much of an alcohol drinker. Tried it, not my thing, so water it is. Fucking water it is. Hey, by the way, you can die of water poisoning. So fucking fucking don't die like that chick who died trying to get a Wii for her kid. Fucking take a break if you have to. Punches and chops to the corner there. Steiner on Triple H. See, Steiner's one of these guys that if you were going to get him, you should have got him during the invasion, because all the other bodies would have kind of fucking covered up for his lackings. There's the elbow drop into the fucking push-ups. And by the way, I joke about Steiner, but you know, your heart kind of goes out to him because he just had a heart episode a couple of weeks ago. Scott Steiner trying to rip that bandage off, trying to rip that knee pad and bandage off. He's going straight after that injured body part. Scott Steiner going to work on the leg. Scott Steiner ain't a submission wrestler. He never really was. Even when the Steiner brothers were considered big technical wrestlers, they weren't submission specialists. That's not how you do an elbow, Scott. That's not how you do an elbow. That is a halfway decent little leg lock he's got locked in there, though. The one that doesn't put his body right in between Triple H's legs, but... and he fell down! Scott Steiner fell down! Scott Steiner tripped fucking Triple H and he fell down! Oh, fucking... Scott Steiner was too big not to fall down when one of his legs came up. Oh, Scott Steiner was a brick. Scott Steiner was a fucking brick. Oh my God. There's a T-bone. I'm not going to subject you to that drinking game, kids, but I'm going to take a drink, at least to start with. He's going for a figure four. Oh, Ric Flair's on the outside. Ric Flair is incensed. Right in front of Ric Flair. Yeah, and Ric Flair just raking the eyes of Scott Steiner. Yeah, it's like, fuck you. Yep, there's Ric Flair saving the match. Saving bad Triple H matches since 2002. Or at least trying to. And Ric Flair had to slow down because Scott Steiner had to catch him. Oh, what a shitty punch. Oh, don't blade Rick. Please tell me Rick just didn't bust himself open. Please tell me Rick just didn't bust himself open. It looked like Rick busted himself open. Please tell me he didn't. Please tell me Rick didn't bust himself open for no fucking reason on the outside. Meanwhile, Scott Steiner, all the men involved in this match are down. Fucking Scott Steiner can barely stand up at this point. Now the Montreal crowd is giving it to Hebner. The "You Screwed Brett" chants. And now Flair choking Big Papa Pump out with his jacket. That's a fucking Prada jacket. Probably a Louis Vuitton or some big name for the Donna Karen, something. You old boss. Steiner getting rammed face first into the fucking steps. Triple H now with Steiner on the outside. Tossed into the ring. You know what? This is probably actually a good preview for WrestleMania. Because you got a guy in there who we know can work, even though at this point his latest offerings haven't been as good as his previous catalog. In there against a guy who can barely walk, who's a fucking brick, who falls down accidentally at random times during a match. That makes me think of AJ Styles versus The Undertaker that's going to take place this weekend, where AJ Styles is the guy who typically can work, but his recent catalog hasn't been all that stellar, and The Undertaker is a guy with fucking bricks in his fucking shoes who can't do anything, who's injury bound and prone and fucking laden with fucking bad hips and everything else. And I've gotten into different arguments online just today where I was like, oh, this match is going to be an embarrassment. No, The Undertaker's a legend. Yeah, The Undertaker's a legend, but he's also 55 years old with bad knees, bad hips, bad back, and a bad record over the last 7 years of shitty fucking matches. I'm not looking forward to that match. But they're like, oh, AJ can carry him to a match. Oh, so our expectations now are, oh, maybe he won't embarrass himself, fingers crossed. Fucking, can we raise our expectations, please, for Wrestle Goddamn Mania? So maybe this is a good example. Maybe this is an example of what we might see in the coming days in that boneyard match. Oh, there's a belly-to-belly. Overhead. Overhead. It doesn't look embarrassing. Scott Steiner doesn't look like his fucking buffer. I think Scott Steiner's a little bit more cognizant of how terrible his legs are working at this point. By the way, right after this, Scott Steiner shoots all the way down the roster. All the way down to end up in a fucking feud with Test. Even though I like Test. I for one, like Test, but that's down the roster because Lord knows Vince didn't like him. For whatever reason. Hebner caught the cheating. Gets pushed by Hunter. Oh, and Triple H is trying to get disqualified. He just shoved Hebner down. Pushing Triple H back. That was the best part of the match so far. I'd rather see Hebner versus Hunter than Big Papa Pump versus Hunter. Club right to the side of the head. Steiner on Hunter. Knife edge chop to the chest. Club to the back, knife edge chop. Club to the back, knife edge chop. Irish whip now, corner to corner. All right, kids. A little botch fire. Scott Steiner tried to do a do-si-do back in the corner, and Hunter didn't want to go, and they fucking miscommunication, not cooperation, and they fucking tripped the whole fucking thing up. No, he was done after this. Oh yeah, fucking Steiner was yeah. Steiner was not ever considered any kind of a threat after this. There's the Harley Race bump outside the ring. Goes Hunter. And there's Flair distracting Steiner. Ran Triple H face first in that ring post. He ran his nose into it. It could be fatal. Punching down on... Steiner's getting gassed. Steiner's gassed out. And now the crowd is turning against him. Here's another belly-to-belly overhead. Lateral press. Not even a hook of the leg. Just had his hand in between there. Only got a 2 count. Steiner's gassed out, boy. Steiner's got nothing left in the tank. He's got Hunter up on the corner, though. Yeah, Hunter's not really helping him either. Going for a not quite Samoan drop, almost version of a Samoan drop from the second rope. 1, 2. Flair breaks it up again. Oh, the Steiner recliner. Flair's calling in for Orton. I had that shirt. Here comes Batista. I had that shirt too. I had both those shirts. I had both of those shirts. They fucking picked those up in Target. I had both of those shirts that those two guys are wearing. That Orton and fucking Batista are wearing. I had both of them. Those punches look like shit, Steiner. God damn. Orton to the top, bro. Oh, he has a punch right to the dick for his trouble. And it's tossed off the fucking top rope. And Orton doesn't hit Steiner. Oh, and gets fucking tossed over the top onto Batista. Earl Hebner's kicking all of Evolution out. Nail Steiner with the belt right upside the head. One, two. Oh, and it kicked out. Although the crowd is not excited about it. The crowd is not exactly in Steiner's corner. Not 100% at least. And the pedigree. Hook of the outside leg. 2, deep hook, and that's it. Triple H, Orton, and Batista would all hold a big gold at one point. All 4 of those men at some point in their career held the big gold belt in different incarnations of it. All right, and at this point, Scott Steiner gets shot right down the fucking ladder. Booker T gets slotted in for the WrestleMania spot in the most racist angle in WrestleMania history. The closest, most racist fucking angle in WrestleMania history would have to go to Hot Rod coming out in half blackface as Hot Rod and the Hot Scott against Bad News Brown and pretending to be Michael Jackson or say he's got a glove like Michael Jackson. Oh, Lord. That's the second most racist. But Booker T and Triple H was the most racist, most terrible shit. Now, see, Tess was Stacy Keibler. I believe that. I believe Tess was Stacy Keibler. I believe Tess was Stacy Keibler. So, by the way, all these guys are watching the show on the monitor backstage right next to Gorilla, but they don't save anybody from attacks? Like, what the fuck? Scott Steiner doesn't have any friends backstage? Everybody's going to let him get beat down by fucking Evolution? Nobody's, even for their career, just going to run out there to save them, just to get put in a tag team match against Evolution to possibly get boosted up the roster? You don't think that would have helped Test at that point if he went out there to fight against Evolution, just from a kayfabe perspective? Let's say all this is real, and all you have to do is go out there and save somebody to get put into a slot, or try to make a friendship to get up on the ladder and into a match either with the champion or for the championship or something like that. Fucking Test isn't going to go out. Why wouldn't Test go out there and try something? Why wouldn't fucking Al Snow go out there and try it? Or fucking Maven go out there and try it? Or fucking any of these, they were SmackDown. But any of these Raw guys that were sitting there, when they fucking go out there and fucking try to put themselves in a position to increase their fucking name on the fucking show. Don't put that right there. If you want to say some guys are like in the locker room maybe and thinking about watching or whatever the fuck, fine. But don't put that right there, because now it just makes me think, why didn't anybody do that? All right, let's see. Why would they be just... He just got to where you are. Why would they be just got to where you are? Well, at least we'll be entertained next. Austin versus fucking Bischoff? Possibly. But Bischoff in a wrestling ring was just as uncoordinated as McMahon was. He really was. He was just as uncoordinated as McMahon, because he's a karate guy. Cha-cha-ta! He was a karate guy. He wasn't fucking a wrestler. Like, fucking, who else was uncoordinated in the ring? Like, fucking Ernie the Cat, Ernest the Cat Miller was terrible in the ring. But he was another karate guy. He was another martial arts guy. But he was terrible in the ring. That doesn't necessarily make me think, because Steve Blackman was good. I was fine. Steve Blackman got better the longer he stayed with the company. But, this must be where JR got the concussion. Fucking... Stone Cold Steve Austin! This wasn't the return of Austin, because Austin must have returned in that Rumble, I would think. In the 2002 Rumble, or at least by the 2002 Rumble. Because I know he was gone around King of the Ring. Steve Austin, JR is best to just get the fuck away whenever Steve Austin's involved in a feud with somebody. With the cinder block right to JR's head. By the way, shout outs to JR, good old Jim Ross, for shooting his fucking shot out there with fucking... or trying to shoot his shot with Kate Quigley, the fucking stand-up comedian, throwing all her thirst traps out there, and you know damn well that JR is shooting his shot and he's shooting his shit for real. I am Team JR on this shit. I want to see JR with Kate Quigley or whatever her name is at a fucking AEW show, feeding that man grapes, goddammit. Blood and guts. I want to see Kate Quigley there feeding JR grapes while he's calling the match of fucking blood and guts. When we get off this fucking 19 shit. That's what I want to see. Let's see. Any injuries, but the show was oddly booked. They were saying that it was oddly exactly. Face facts, 'cause your opinion don't matter. It's time get in line, 'cause I'm gonna make decisions. Kicking ass, taking names, never ask for a pay raise. I'm burning down the dead wood, burning down time. Right, do what we have to do now, social distancing. Yeah, I mean, shit, fucking, apparently, as far as women are concerned, I've been social distancing. They've been social distancing for me long before they were told they had to. Fucking overachievers. Anyway. See if I can fix that and make that look a little better. Looks better to me. Alright. Oh goodness, JR is about to be golden here. Oh, in this matchup. Yeah, he probably is. Because when you get a Burr and JR saddle on commentary, he's always gold. Well, Austin's in the jorts. Austin's not even in full gear. I mean, I would have liked Austin to have gone out differently than he ended up going out with The Rock at 19. Because that match with Rock wasn't particularly good, especially in the pantheon of the matches that those two have had together. Like, actually, it was reminiscent of Rock versus Cena too, where they just kept reversing shit and giving each other their finishers over and over and over again. It's like watching a fucking video game. I would have rather him had a better match. I read some of his book where he talks about how his heart was all pumping fast and he over-caffeinated himself and shit. And he should have done that, obviously. But I would have rather him go out. First of all, I would have rather him go out at 20. A nice round number Mania if he's going to do it. But I also would have rather him had that last match with fucking Hogan. And Hogan's clearly still here in the company. Like, there are a couple of missed opportunities for Austin in that time frame I wish they would have done. Oh, the crowd is white hot for this shit, especially after fucking Triple H and fucking Steiner. Because even though Bischoff can't work, Austin can, and they love him, and he's a face at this point. Austin choking Bischoff in the corner now. Stomping a mud hole. And Eric Bischoff. And slowly walking it dry. To the chant of what? What? God, the crowd is fucking white hot. Again, don't show the wrestlers in the back. I still haven't seen their match at Mania 15, but 17 was better than 19. Go back and watch 15. 15 was really good, especially if you know or remember any of that build-up of that year, that whole start of the Attitude Era from WrestleMania 14 to then. It was a really good, and it topped off the way it should have. They did everything right. Like, even going back and watching it again, I think I haven't seen it in maybe a decade at this point. But going back and watching it again, I was like, oh, they should do this. And they finished it exactly the way they should have finished it. With Austin's foot on McMahon's chest, pouring beer on him, holding the title, flipping the bird. It was exactly what should have been for that time frame. Bischoff went for a martial arts kick, and it just kind of tickled Stone Cold. And Austin going after Bischoff. Bischoff trying to escape through the crowd. Austin not going to let that happen, at least not without a knife-edge chop first. And another one. Stunning Bischoff's heart right through his gi. Oh, he took some guy's mimosa. You know how expensive that shit was? Jason Oliver, WWE really screwed up on Shelton Benjamin big time. Yes, they did, and continue to. Like, I would have liked to have seen him do better in the Rumble with Brock, if they were going to put him in that position. I would have liked him to actually be the guy to help teach the younger guys, some ring stuff if that's what they were going to use him for. I would have preferred they use Shelton Benjamin better. I always love Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin, if you go back and you look up my top 10 Intercontinental Champions that I did with my homeboy Trey, there's a stunner to Bischoff in the middle of the ring, by the way. If you go back and look up top 10 Intercontinental Champions, Shelton Benjamin makes mine and his list. In about the same spot, too. Shelton Benjamin was, and still is, he's still wrestling. He's still a great fucking wrestler. They just fucking misused the shit out of him. I think Ring of Honor, honestly, probably used him better than WWE. WWE used him really well in the beginning. Once he broke away from Charlie Haas and he, got the wins over Triple H and stuff like that, like, they really used him really well in that time frame. But then they just fucking forgot about him. They just fucking left him to the wind. Oh, no, they didn't. They gave him that fucking gold standard gimmick. That gold standard shit was garbage. The gold standard shit was garbage. The Shelton's mama coming to the ring was actually not as terrible as it could have been. Although, all things considered, I knew his mama was a fucking comedian because she had a TV show on the air at a certain point. Like, she was a nationally known comedian. Like, it's not like she was an absolute nobody. Like, her show was the show that got Brandy started on her fucking assault up to the top. So, it's like, what, the third stunner to Bischoff? 1, 2, 3. WrestleMania 17 was perfect. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do WrestleMania 17 tomorrow. I think we're gonna do a watch along with WrestleMania 17 tomorrow then, because I haven't seen it all the way through. I've seen certain matches. I've seen Taker and Hunter. I've seen Austin and Rock. I've seen the Matt Hardy match. I haven't seen the entire thing all the way through. So I think me watching it, especially with nostalgic goggles on, everybody's saying it was the greatest WrestleMania of all time, or a lot of people say that. That's a big thing to adhere to. My personal favorite WrestleMania that I've seen so far is WrestleMania 8. I love WrestleMania 8. But we'll see how 17 holds up. Shelton Benjamin is on my list too. You're right. Honestly, I was entertained by that. By the Bischoff Austin match. I mean, it was an extension. That match, honestly, this match was a slightly watered down version of Austin McMahon at St. Valentine's Day Massacre 99, where Austin just beat the shit out of McMahon. The difference is McMahon actually got some shots in on Austin every once in a while. Bischoff didn't get shot number 1 in really on Austin. Another stunner? Sure, why not? Sure, why not? JR is getting off. It's almost like JR's talking about Blue Chew over there. Goddamn, stand the hell out of Bischoff with a Blue Chew, goddamn. They put more barbecue sauce down his throat, up his ass, or whatever the fuck, for God's sake. JR is getting off on that. Like a government. Now, how does this lead into Hollywood Rock versus Austin? How the fuck do we get them going at each other's throats for no reason in a month? How the fuck does that happen? And it was really only a month. It was really only a month. It was really only a month of The Rock doing rock concerts, and we got them in the ring again for no other reason other than Austin was about to retire. Oh, this must be when Austin wasn't allowed to drink beer. This must be when Austin was on court order that he couldn't drink beer because he didn't drink 1 ounce of beer in the ring or on the ramp. He didn't do this. He didn't do any of that. This must be Austin's on court order. Austin's on court order after his little tete-a-tete with Deborah fucking in real life, where Austin is not allowed to drink beer. He's not allowed to drink by court order in real life. So he doesn't drink beer on TV again for a while, and then when he does, it's light beer. That must be around that time. That must be around that time. XXXX. Owen failed at flying. LOL. Okay, yeah, I see your. Nice joke. It was with the X's. Say something. Say something, Owen. Say something. Don't forget WrestleMania 19 as well, bro. I don't know if I'm going to do WrestleMania 19 too tomorrow, because that's a lot of WrestleMania. And I wasn't a huge fan of 19 anyway. In retrospect, there were some good matches. Like the McMahon-Hogan match was better than it had any right to be. I don't know if I'm going to do 19 tomorrow. I may not have time to do 19 tomorrow. I may not have the energy to do 19 tomorrow. We'll see. If I get up early enough and drive early enough, I might fuck around and do 19 tomorrow too. But I'm definitely doing 17. Might be a little bit earlier. If I get up early enough in the morning and drive early enough in the morning, I might fuck around and come back and do 17 early enough so I can try to do 19 right behind it. WrestleMania 10 was also good as well. I have the videotape of WrestleMania 10. I have the VHS. That's one of the WrestleMania VHS tapes I bought from Sam Goody. I've spent so much time in Sam Goody as a teenager. It was fucking sickening. And every WWF CD video that I bought in that time frame all came from Sam Goody. WWF Music Volume 3, Volume 4, Aggression, Volume 5, the pack that they had with WrestleMania the album, Full Metal, the Music Volume 2, and what the hell was the other one? It was WrestleMania the album, and the Wrestling album, all came in a pack that fucking Sam Goody sold. They didn't have Pile Driver on there, which was weird. They didn't have the Wrestling album 2, which was weird. I don't know why they didn't have that in that pack, but they had all the other ones in that pack. I bought all those there. I bought the DX VHS tape, which I loved. I watched the fuck out of that DX tape. I watched the holy fuck out of that tape. That tape made me feel so good, cool, because that was DX, like cool DX. Fucking the Three Faces of Foley. Let's see, what else did I buy? I bought Austin vs. McMahon there, WrestleMania 5, SummerSlam 98, WrestleMania 6, WrestleMania 7, WrestleMania 8, which up to this point is my favorite WrestleMania, and WrestleMania 10. I skipped 9 for some reason. I, for some reason, really wasn't interested in seeing 9. I skipped 9 and bought 10. 10 was not a terrible show. 10 was not a terrible show. The card had its issues on paper, but actually on paper was better than it had any right to be. But the actual execution, it was different. Like that one was plagued with injuries too. Like Adam Bomb was supposed to face Ludwig Borga. No, Earthquake was supposed to face Ludwig Borga, but it ended up being Adam Bomb taking his place because Ludwig Borga, fucking piece of crap that he was, ended up with that bad ankle that took him out. And then there was the 10-man tag that ended up not happening because Shawn wrestled a ladder for 10 minutes longer than he should have against Razor Ramon, my favorite wrestler at the time. And I remember watching it, and thinking to myself, this is a really good Shawn Michaels match, but this is not a really good Razor Ramon match. And every time I see it, it's the same thing. It's really Shawn. And Ric Flair said it. Ric Flair, I watched Legends of Wrestling just yesterday where Ric Flair was talking mad shit about Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. And he was talking about how fucking Scott Hall's been eating off the fact that he was in the ring when Shawn Michaels wrestled a ladder at WrestleMania 10. He's not wrong. Like, if you go back and you watch that match, he's not wrong. Shawn Michaels wrestles a ladder and Razor Ramon just happens to be there. But the card itself was great. It had that legendary Bret versus Owen match. That shit was fucking legendary. One of Lex Luger's better matches against Yokozuna. Bret versus Yoko was fine. Fucking what else was on that show? The tag team match, Men on a Mission versus Quebecers, was better than it should have been. The mixed tag team match was fine. It was all right. It was decent. It was halfway decent. Like, that show in execution wasn't awful. That show in execution was fine. I like WrestleMania 10 in execution was fine. Yeah. I really would have rather seen that 10-man tag match too, though. But can't get everything. So this is Hollywood Rock. I fucking love Hollywood Rock's theme. I love Hollywood Rock. Hollywood Rock is dope. Hollywood Rock is fucking dope. Let's see. WrestleMania 22 and 23 was very underrated in my opinion. You're right. WrestleManias 22 and 23 were very good. You're not wrong. Fucking Shawn Michaels and McMahon was, again, better than it had any fucking right to be. What was her name? Fucking Mickie James versus Trish. Show Stealer. Edge versus Mick Foley. Fucking incredible. Had some really good matches on both those shows. Batista and Taker, some really good fucking matches on both those shows. Really, really, really good matches on both those shows. The problem comes after those two, because then the WrestleManias kind of all start running together. There's 24, which everyone only remembers because that was Ric Flair's retirement. Even though at that point, wasn't it Edge versus Taker? Streak versus streak, but no one really pointed out Edge's WrestleMania streak, even though they should have and made it a slightly bigger match. But all anybody really remembers is that was the Ric Flair retirement mania, and nobody remembers anything about 25. I don't remember anything about 25. I've seen it. I watched it live. I don't remember shit about 25. I don't remember a goddamn thing about it. And that's when they all start running together until you get to 30. And it doesn't run together then only because that's the Undertaker one. Undertaker and Daniel Bryan one. Those are the only two things people remember from that. And nobody fucking remembers any of the other ones leading up to now. Like they all kind of run together at a certain point. They all kind of mingle in there. Oh, the network feed didn't get the rights to fucking Voodoo Child. God damn it, Vince. You cheat motherfucker. You know, for all the credit that Vince gives for his showmanship and how much better his wrestling show was at different aspects of time, different points of time than everybody else, and how much his looked like a better production, had better production value than, like the guys down south and stuff. When Vince cheaps out, you see him cheap out. And he cheaps out on the music all the fucking time. When Vince cheaps out, it's fucking readily apparent because every other standard is so high. So him cheaping out on the music, him cheaping out on really the music is the biggest thing fucking Vince cheats out on. The music is the biggest thing he fucking cheats out on. And it fucking sucks. He doesn't need to cheap out on the fucking music. Like, just get a halfway decent fucking contract in there to make the shit work. Like, he didn't learn his... That's the part... By the way, that's part of the reason why he had to change the name of his fucking company, was because he didn't do shit right. He thought he was bigger than God and didn't do shit right. Like, he had to do shit right with Hogan because Marvel came after his ass in the 80s and made him at least put the trademark. Hulk Hogan is a trademark of Marvel Studios Incorporated, or Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, or whatever is Marvel. Go back. I have fucking magazines dating as far back as 1993 that still say that at the beginning of the magazines, even if Hulk Hogan isn't fucking mentioned in it, because they have to fucking put that in there, or had to put that in there somewhere in the fine print of all the shit they were doing because of that. Fine, at that point, remember shit like that can happen going forward. So then when you have fucking music that you don't own, fucking remember to put in a clause saying you have rights to use that in all future media, regardless of, in all future media period, regardless of what that future media is. Instead of it just being, you might get it on the VHS or Coliseum home video, and that's the only one you get. That's why we get that cheap-ass version of Ric Flair's theme song whenever you see the network version of WrestleMania 8, and you get this cheap-ass version of fucking Voodoo Child whenever Hogan comes out here for this shit. Fucking remember, like, fucking put that shit in there. God damn it, Vince. Got me all, now you get me all excited. Get me all excited. You know, worked up, you get me excited. Alright, fucking WrestleMania X8 was mad to me. You're right. You're not wrong. You're right. The best match on that show was Rock versus Hogan, and that's it. That's it. Fucking Jericho Triple H was just as bad as the build-up to that match was, and the rest of the card was meh at best. Edge and Booker T was fine. Edge and Booker T was okay, but that was it. And Hall and Austin was slightly disappointing. Rock gets away from the big boot. Mickie James with the V hand thing was golden to me. Good. Oh my! I fell in love. I was always in love with that girl. I was always in love with Mickie James. From Alexis LeRae days, I was always in love with Mickie James. But oh my God, did that not just do something? That when she did that shit, that I swear to God, she was a goddess. It still is. Mickie James is the MILF. Is a MILF and a fucking half. Mickie James is it. Mickie James is it to me. You can keep the Trish statuses. As far as I'm concerned, I'll take Mickie. I will take Mickie. I will take Mickie every day of the week and 5 times on Sunday. Fucking Mickie James is the shit. Rock and Hogan now. A lot of Gaga up to this point. Rock now stomping away at Hogan. Shot right now from the Rock to Hogan. Hogan's down now. We're about to get some heat on Hollywood. Big right hand to the mutton chop of Hogan. Hogan blocking the turnbuckle shot from the Rock. Rock doesn't quite know what to do. Back elbow. Eight, 9, 10. Hogan with that big punch, that big Rock style spit punch to the Rock. Oh, we got Sylvain Grenier as the referee. Sylvain Grenier is the referee to screw Hogan out. I forgot about this part. Sylvain Grenier is the crooked referee. This was before. Who the fuck did they get to do that shit with Ryback and Paul Heyman? Who the fuck? They did that fucking... Who the hell was the crooked referee in that one? It was fucking Maddox. Brad Maddox as the crooked referee. Rock now setting up Hogan, looking for the rock bottom or the spine on the pine, probably. More than anything else. Oh, rock bottom, and he hits it. With the outside leg, 2 and a kick out. Let's see. Scott Steiner with a microphone is some of the funniest things because you don't know what the hell he's going to say. So unpredictable. Absolutely. You're not wrong. You're right. Rocking out with the bandana on, mocking Hogan. Oh, he's got Hogan's weight belt off. Ah, just whipping across the back. Oh, yes. This is when Rock gets the tribal tat on the other shoulder. Oh, and he spits on the leather. Oh, Rock, you bastard. Rock, you heel. Oh, Rock, you son of a bitch. Oh, Rock's got the water in his mouth. Oh, he gets... Oh, now Hogan's got the belt. Come on, referee. Can we get a disqualification or something in this? Scott Steiner would be a great math teacher in my college. Scott Steiner would be a great math teacher in any college. I'd love to see Scott Steiner go head, would have liked to see Scott Steiner go head-to-head with Stephen Hawking. We still got Bill Nye the Science Guy and fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson. I want to see them in a room together. That's what I want to see. I want to hear that podcast. Bang, pop, pop, man, shook up, power fury. Now listen here, you fucking fat, you fucking big fat, fucking, you big fat Tyson, you're not Tyson, I'm Matt Tyson. I put Tyson out. You listen to me. When I tell you that 6 plus 8 equals 28, you listen to me. It's Cosmos coming. I'm the biggest pig in the world right here, bigger than all the planets in the world. You got Pluto, not a planet. Well, this is a planet right here, and this is a planet right here. You're going to take both these planets and smash them together, get a big bang across the side of your head. Oh, you're me. Make sure you get the drool going, too. You got to have the spit guard. Maybe get Scott Steiner on the Neil deGrasse Tyson podcast. I'd love to see that shit. Now, I have talked, not shit, but I have talked about AJ and Taker coming up this weekend and how I am not looking forward to it because Taker is old as fucking dirt and can barely move. Well, Hogan at this point can still kind of sort of move. He's got heavily knee braced, but for Hogan, he can kind of sort of move. Here's one of the big differences between Hogan at this point and Taker right now. First off, let's look at Hulk Hogan's age. Hulk Hogan is 66 years old right now. So in 2003, he was 50. So he was in that age range that Taker's in right now, and still with the same kind of issues that Taker's had. Hip issues, back issues, knee issues, all these fucking issues that Taker's had in his career. And Hogan did not nearly have as impactful a wrestling style, even if you include his Japanese shit, as Taker's had. Especially in the last couple of years leading up to this point in Hogan's career versus the point we're currently in with Taker's career. Hogan can move for a Hogan match because Hogan matches never relied on him moving that much. Every leg drop gets him closer and closer to having to have fucking 5 or 6 back surgeries to the point where he can barely fucking walk or get out of bed in the morning right now. And even then, even at this point, Hogan still goes for another, what are we talking, 5 years at TNA with the limited style of wrestling that he does at this point. The big difference between these two is Taker's style of wrestling. We expect more out of a Taker match than we do out of a Hogan match. We expect Taker to look better, to look more agile, to look more alive than we expect Hogan to look in a wrestling match. Hogan's got all the gaga beforehand. Taker's got a lot of gaga beforehand too. But Hogan most of Hogan's matches are based around him selling, him being down, and then coming back at the end for oof, 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 big boot leg. That's all you really need. Taker, we need more out of it for us to believe it, for us to be used to it, for us to want to see it. So, while this isn't as sad as Taker matches are, plus Hogan at this point has never really just fallen and embarrassed himself, especially multiple times in a row, the way Taker has over the last 6 or 7 years. So I once again reiterate, I am not looking forward to Undertaker versus AJ Styles this weekend, and I've been hoping this for the last 7 fucking years, but I hope we don't ever see The Undertaker in a ring wrestling again at the end of this. I hope that's all we get, but god damn it, how many times has Taker quote unquote retired and that not been the case? Alright, back to the ring. Rock now going forward, taking off the elbow pad. Hogan's down after the spine on the pine. Rock now going for the most electrifying move in sports entertainment today, the People's Elbow. Oh, he's going for it again. 2 in a row. The People's Elbow. Look at that braced outside leg, and only gets Hogan kicked all the way out. He powered up. Hogan's hooking up. Oh, no. That punch isn't going to get it, kid. You got to come with something better than, no, it's not going to get it. No, not on the old man. Not on the old, oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, you son of a bitch. Ah, I can't believe you punched me like every other person in the world has ever punched me before. You don't you do that to me. You don't do that to my Hulkamaniacs. Oof. 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 Irish whip. Boot to the midsection. By the way, I remember at this point seeing Hulk Hogan rip away shirts in the stores, but they were only for kids, which kind of pissed me off. There's the leg drop. Right on the Rock. He ain't getting up. Oh, wait a minute. The lights are out. What the hell happened? Is Gangrel returning? What happened? Oh, the referee's down. What happened? Referee is not cold. McMahon's wondering, what happened? Rock is down. Referee is down. Hogan was a hell of a pantomimer too. He was like, you with the lights, you turn him out, you turn him out. Oh, wait a minute. Grenier just gave a chair to The Rock. Don't turn around, Hulk. Don't turn around. Oh, God. God damn it, Hogan. Hogan didn't even bother to turn around to Blade. He just, God damn it, Hogan. You're on TV, fool. God damn it, Hogan. Would you mind at least rolling over onto your stomach when you do that instead of just fucking gigging like Ric Flair all the way out in the fucking open? Jesus Christ, Hogan. Fuck. By the way, I'm not sure this match needed blood either. Because, by the way, if you don't recall, Hogan gets stronger when his blood leaks out of the top of his head. Referee's right on up. He wasn't knocked out. I don't think this match needed blood. I don't think the blood was necessary in this match. Hard cam, Vince. Hard cam. Hard cam, Vince. There you go. How excited is Sylvain Grenier at this point? Imagine being a young, 20-year-old kid in the ring with The Rock, Hulk Hogan, and Vince McMahon holding your arm up in victory? What the fuck? That is a dream. That is a dream. That is he's wiping fucking Hogan's blood on his pants. He should have never washed those fucking pants. That is a dream. Sylvain Grenier got to be in the ring with The Rock, Vince McMahon, and Hulk Hogan in the main event of a pay-per-view at the exact same time, and holding hands with fucking Vince McMahon as he raised his hand in celebration and victory. Like, stop and think about that for a second. How exciting that must have been for him. That must have been a dream. That must have been a fucking dream come true at that point. Only for him to be frittered away in the tag team division for a while. Not frittered away. La Resistance was decent. La Resistance was good. I'll give La Resistance credit. La Resistance was good. But that's a shame. That's a dream for him. Let's see. I wish this year had Undertaker versus Sting at WrestleMania. I'm going to stop you right there. No, you don't. I'm going to stop you right there. No, you don't. No, you don't. Undertaker is 55 years old. No, you don't. Sting is... $61 years old. No, you don't. They have a combined age of 106. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. Math is hard. They have a combined age of 55 plus 61. 116. There it is. They have a combined age of 116. If you average that out, their average age is 58. They have the bodies of car crash victims. They have the bodies of people that fell off fucking buildings. Sting was never, if we're being perfectly honest, a absolute stellar performer. He was a good guy to be in the ring with a stellar performer like a Ric Flair or a Bret Hart or a Hogan, but he was never himself a stellar performer. Taker was a stellar performer about almost 10 years ago. You don't want to see Taker and Sting at Mania. You want to see Taker and Sting at Mania 20 years ago. You don't want to see it now. Actually not, because 2000 Taker sucked. You wanted to see it 16 years ago. You want to see it 16 years ago. You wanted to see it 10 to 16 years ago. You don't want to see it now. You don't want to see it now. Because nobody has to watch it live to see how bad it's going to be. Well, at least it happened. Well, again, I don't want to see how bad. Here's the thing. And here's what people seem to not be getting when I talk about how embarrassing this AJ Styles Undertaker match is going to be. I'm not saying this from a position of this is going to be so bad it's good or whatever the fuck, or I hate Taker or it is. I fucking love the Undertaker. I respect the Undertaker probably more than the Undertaker fans that still want to see him go out there and wrestle, because I don't want to see him fucking embarrass himself anymore. I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of seeing him stumble. I'm tired of seeing him fall. I'm tired of seeing him add injuries onto his body after he's given us so fucking much for the last 30 plus years. 35 years or something like that. I don't want to see it anymore. I want to see him ride off into the fucking sunset. The only good thing there was about that Roman Reigns match was the fact that it looked like he was riding off into the sunset, and that was it. See you later, cowboy. But god damn it, if he didn't come back for another cash grab sequel after cash grab sequel, and that shit is just fucking wrong. It's just fucking wrong, but nobody's going to tell him otherwise because he's the Undertaker, pal. And even Vince McMahon isn't going to tell him otherwise because Vince McMahon sees himself in the Undertaker, if we're being perfectly honest. Vince McMahon doesn't want to tell the Undertaker it's time to hang up your cap because Undertaker was Vince McMahon's arguably greatest creation. And he knows, really in the back of his head, I think, that if he has to tell the Undertaker that it's over, it's time to hang it up, he might think in the back of his head that it's over for him and it's time for him to hang it up, when again, that probably should have happened years ago. But what do I know? I'm just a hater. All right, kids. Let's see. It's about 8 o'clock my time. That's a good time frame. That was a nice, tight show, though. 2.5 hours. That was a tight show. That was a tight show because 2002 felt like it took fucking forever. But that was a nice, tight show. I will be back tomorrow. I think we pulled an audible. I think we're going to do WrestleMania 17 tomorrow instead of No Way Out 2004. Let's take a look here. Because No Way Out 2004, as much as I like to keep with the fucking designed setup that I had, I have never in my life seen WrestleMania 17 all the way through. And that's probably a crime. So No Way Out 2004 had, let's see, the Bashams versus Rikishi and Sky Tuhati, which, Nydia versus Jamie Noble in a blindfold match, which actually is probably going to be pretty good because Nydia was more entertaining than she had any fucking right to be. And this is versus Jamie Noble? So this is after Ninja Baby! Ninja Baby! Blindfold match. That's interesting. Let's see. World's Greatest Tag Team versus APA was probably a good match. Hardcore Holly versus Rhino. 11 minutes. Why would you give them 11 minutes? That might have been good. But probably not. That was the Hardcore Holly that was just coming off the Royal Rumble, I think, versus Brock that year for the title. And that match ended up not being very good. So, let's see. Chavo versus Mysterio, probably entertaining. Cena versus Big Show versus Angle, again, probably entertaining. And Eddie versus Brock, which I've seen before, which is fucking amazing. But tomorrow we're going to watch WrestleMania 17. We're going to fucking watch the quote-unquote greatest WrestleMania of all time. Everybody says it was the greatest WrestleMania of all time. We're going to watch it. Let's take a look at the card here before we take off. Y2J versus Regal. Kane versus Art versus Raven versus Big Show. I remember that match. That match was pretty good. That match was pretty good, actually. I actually did see that match. Eddie Guerrero versus Test. I don't remember seeing that one. That one actually might be pretty good, especially if Eddie Guerrero's in Texas trying to prove something. That might actually be pretty good. Kurt Angle competes in a singles match. That's all it says. Oh, probably versus Chris Benoit. And that's why... that explains it. Okay, so No Way Out 2003 said Team Angle competes in a handicap match. It didn't say who it was against. And I was like, what the fuck? Why not? Now it makes sense. It's versus Benoit. Now it makes sense. So that's going to be amazing. Ivory versus China. It's probably going to be good. I remember China being good in women's matches, not so much in men's matches. Vince versus Shane in the street fight. I think I saw that once. Or maybe it was just the fucking crash through the table. TLC 2. Gimmick Battle Royal. Oh, that's quick. Gimmick Battle Royal is only 5 minutes. Thank God, too. Taker versus Hunter. And The Rock versus Stone Cold. Okay. So that actually looks like a really solid show. So we're going to watch WrestleMania 17 tomorrow. I will let you know about the same time, about what time it's going to be. You'll see the flags up. I don't want to advertise it too soon because first off, I don't know what time it'll be. But I don't want to advertising it beforehand seemed to get me a slightly better reaction. So we're going to do that. Finally, I'll give you a shout out on IG. Please do so. I am Surreal469 on everything. Everywhere you can find something to contact me on, you can. We will see you tomorrow. I don't have anything to cheers out to, so we'll get that going for you. And until tomorrow, in the meantime, the in-between time, cheers.